Hey y'all, Bearder Bros Golf Show back for 2024. I am Rod.
And I'm Marcus.
Let's get it. So, back nine turn up. We're going to talk about the story of 2023 and really 2022, which is more live PGA Tour acrimony. I'm gonna queue up, let's see here. Excuse me, Rory McIlroy quote. He softened his stance, and you can see even Phil Mickelson saying to give him a break. So I'm going to have some pauses here. Saw this earlier in the week from Rory. He said maybe I was a little bit too judgmental of the guys who went to live golf at the start. And I think it was a bit of a mistake on my part because now I realize that not everyone is in my position or in Tiger's position. So we've seen there's been a lot of Rory haters out there just hating him being very open and outward, as he was part of the PGA Tour Directors Board and has since fallen away from that. I don't know. I've always given Rory the benefit of the doubt that he speaks his mind and has the ability to update his thoughts based on new information, which to me is a sign of emotional
Maturity.
intelligence. Yeah,
Hmm.
you don't stay dug into your position forever. If you learn something new or you hear from guys that are like, "Hey bro, I get what you're saying, but you're made in the shade. You're paid, right? You don't have to worry about dollars ever again in your life. You're damn near a billionaire and have money revenue coming in from all over the place." So I thought that was a sign of maturity. What did you think about that?
Hard to say anything, but I love it. I mean, we're Rory guys, and to see him be able to develop a different perspective and understand really what's happening here. Yeah, I definitely like it. I mean, it's crazy that people are even, on his head top about it. You should want this from one of the lead guys from PGA. Don't you think some of the PGA fans would kind of soften to the idea and maybe, lighten up their little opinion on the live as well? I mean, again, this is all just as we go along. They're a developing league. We're developing an opinion on it. Like the things go hand in hand. So for people to just be stayed and stagnant on one thing, yeah, it's got some negative stuff. We've talked about that. But like
Yep.
overall as a product, we just need to see a couple of different steps happen, as we always mention, to make it a more successful product overall. And that's what Rory is getting into here. Yeah, there's a lot of money there, and I get what they're coming from. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, I really
Yep.
don't understand it. Why the Rory hate on this for sure.
Yep. So let's get into the feel part. This quote and many others today made today by Rory probably weren't easy to say. Let's not use this as an opportunity to pile on. Rather, it's time for me and others to let go of our hostilities and work towards a positive future. Rom signing is turning into a bridge to bring both sides together, as evidenced by the many comments today and a month ago after changing the rules for the Ryder Cup, so John and others can play. So let's use this as such. Until an agreement is reached, it will be business as usual for both sides, but hopefully without the needless disdain. I shot you a message, and I'm going to play a video here in a sec from Rory. Um, you know, when I saw this quote and shot this over to you and said, "Hey, I feel like a deal is impending." I even think Greg Norman, even though he's still a dick and how he framed his opinion of this was still kind of dickish, um, said this was still kind of an olive branch. What do you think about Phil kind of being very soft on this? Do you think they're going to be closer to a deal or are closer to a deal than we've ever been? I know they just extended the deadline beyond December the 31st. So, what are your thoughts so far on this part, on the
Yeah.
remaining?
So, um, I don't know how the conversations are going as far as a merger go, and but I think the way Phil has put it, something's going to happen before 2025 or before they pick teams, however that may work. But the most important part to me is the maturity that Phil has shown, because golly, that was just about his. I mean, I don't know if he was with his media team or what, because that was a 99 out of 100, a 99.5 out of 100. I mean, that was dead on perfect. And there's
Yeah.
no way you could hate on Insider Trader for that. Like, that's just an amazing response to mature, from two mature people, two proven winners, two people already made in money, didn't even need it anyway. So, good on both of them to say this.
Let me play the
Yeah.
rest of this Rory McIlroy video. This was from that podcast that was mentioned. I think it's called Stick to Football, maybe.
Accepted reality, basically. Like, this is what's going to happen, and you can say what you want and do what you want, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to change people's minds. You're never going to be able to make them to make a decision based on what you say. So I don't have I lost a fight. I don't feel like I've lost a fight, but I've just accepted the fact that this is part of our sport now, and
You wouldn't have done anything different. You know, if this came again, it's not like you'd say, right, I'm not going to make this stance myself because a lot of the guys are probably going to slip off.
yeah,
You seem like you're on your own in it.
yeah. I think at this point, it's like I'm not. I was maybe a little. I was probably judgmental of the guys that went at the start, and I think that was a bit of a mistake on my part because I now realize not everyone's in my position or in Tiger's position, and you get this offer, and it's what do you do?
So two influential interviews this week: Cat Williams and Rory McIlroy. Causing some waves out here in these internet streets. So again, I think just Rory's been an adult in this situation, and I think he's acted and spoken appropriately to how he's felt at the time. And again, I respect the heck out of a man who can change his opinion based on new information. I'll never change my opinion about that. I think kudos to him for doing that. Shows a certain level of intelligence to change your mind. So you get a lot of stuff out of this channel, y'all. A little business knowledge, a little technical golf knowledge, a little BS in here and there. You're in a well-rounded environment. So hit that subscribe button, hit that membership button. We got you covered on all things golf.